Because Daybowl's bald head tweeted you. Not the actual bald head, but we think it's an account with that name. Can you touch on the subject of Abdul Carter and getting number 11? Maybe your thoughts on the subject and how things transpired. So the news has been out there that your dad has said, Abdul Carter's coming in. He was 11. Jackson Dart was 11 too?
No, Jackson Dart wasn't. Jackson Dart was 2, but he said in the conversation of where this came up, he said if Jackson Dart asked him,
that's
he would be open to that too.
Got it. So this was your dad saying,
Right,
if Abdul Carter, if Jackson Dart just wanted to randomly get his number, he goes, quote, I told some of my friends and people around me, I'd let him have it in a second. And so your dad, it's a number that's retired.
Yeah.
All the things that he's done for the Giants, brought him a Super Bowl. It's just, he was willing to give up that number 11. Take us into the Simms family here, because I know a lot of Giants fans have strong feelings, I'm sure.
They really do, yeah.
On both sides, but I think most want that number to stay in the rafters.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Pete's in my ear as a Giant fan right now going, yes, don't give up that number, right? And I think that was one of the surprising blowbacks my dad got a little bit in the whole process. But let's get back to the start. He gets drafted that first draft weekend there. Yep. There was already okay, we had heard, hey, he might call Lawrence Taylor in number 56, but number 11's also on his radar. So kind of been anticipating, right? My agent, my dad's agent, other people kept texting us, hey, has Abdul Carter, anybody called about the number, right? So kind of expected it to happen, but he asked for Lawrence Taylor's number. Lawrence said, no, do your own thing, right? Make your own mark and said it in a Lawrence Taylor colorful way, right? And I think Abdul Carter appreciated that. And then it kind of went quiet to where I think people were like, well, he got denied by Lawrence Taylor, so maybe he'll get the clue now and they won't ask Phil Simms, right?
Yeah.
But as the week went on last week, started to hear little things that, maybe he was interested in 11. And then Dad gets asked on a few podcasts and certain radio things, and I think the one we're referring to here is with Sal from, I think it was DraftKings, right? Either way, is his podcast. And he gets into that, and it's a FanDuel, with Sal. And they get into it, and he asks him the question, and my dad answers. Now, my dad, just to full transparency here, is just a guy that he's not an egomaniac. He's not a narcissist. I don't mean to say other people are. He just doesn't necessarily care about that stuff, right? People approach my dad and always go, hey, I think you should put a Hall of Fame push together. I think there's a few writers that'll back you. My dad's like, nah, I'm not doing that. If I get in the Hall of Fame, that's great. I want to be in it. But he's not going to politic and make phone calls and go, let's start a media land rush to get me in there and do all that. That's just not who he is, right? I said to Florio earlier today, football life. My dad's life is literally football to this point. Even now. I mean, it's like go to the field with little kids and throw footballs. And then it's like go to the field and throw with some older kids and throw footballs. Yeah. And then, hey, Christopher, I'm going to go down to the Giants and watch the Giants work out or watch some film down there. I mean, that's all he is. We make fun of him in my house. My mom is literally like, I don't know what he would do with himself if it weren't for football. He has no hobbies. That's not. But football life, they didn't call him very early on in the process. And I think he was offended. And then I think he started to see guys and started to go, what? This guy's life is football? Get out of here. What? And so he won't do that. That's just to let I'm letting everybody know how my dad is a little bit, okay? He's not into, give me more attention, give me more publicity. That's not who he's not. So leading up to the week, all right, it was out there a little bit. He had made a few comments. He had kind of asked me a few times of just hey, what do you think? And I was like, man, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, right? I mean, he's like, yeah, I'm kind of the same way. He's like, you know me. I don't give a shit about this stuff. I don't care. So we get to Friday. And I have a day off last Friday, and he calls me late in the morning, and he calls, I didn't answer. A few minutes after that, Florio calls me. I missed that call as well, but then he texts me right after, and he's like, hey, Drew Rosenhaus just called. I thought I had your dad's number. I don't. Can you ask your dad if it's okay if I pass, you give me your dad's number and I'll pass it along to Drew Rosenhaus? I said, sure. I was like, no problem. So, of course, my dad didn't care. I give Mike the number. Boom, Drew Rosenhaus gets it. I call my dad back about 30 minutes later, and I go, hey, Dad, Drew, I know I texted you. Drew Rosenhaus, though, he's going to call you. Oh, it's all right. I've already talked to him. He's already called. I already talked to him. Right? So he's already all right. What do you think about this? And I was like, well, I think it could kind of be kind of cool, Dad. I mean, He's a special player. You know, my dad loves the Giants. We're Giant fans. My dad is all about the Giants organization. I mean, he loves the Mara family. I mean, like, loves them, right? Loves them. Like, would take a bullet for them. That's how much my dad loves the Mara family. So he's into anything Giants better. Okay, great. And so he goes, you know, what do you think? And I go, yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool. I mean,
to let him use the number.
Yeah, let him use your number. He's a special player. We both think he's awesome and gonna be awesome. Every time he gets a sack or does anything, people are gonna bring up your name and go, hey, oh yeah, number 11, wearing the old number of the great Giants quarterback Phil Simms, who gave it to him, right? So I was like, you're gonna get honored through this whole thing too, and you're gonna get brought up a lot. It's like, yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I'm with you. Oh wait, hold on. I got somebody call me. Hold on. I'll call you right back. He hangs up. Calls me back 3 minutes later. That was Joe Shane, right? The GM of the Giants. That was Joe Shane. He kind of was asking me and about the jersey thing too. And, you know, I'm going to talk to Abdul Carter later today. But they just wanted to tell me that, you know, I could give the number. And, I mean, nothing changes. And my name, everything stays up there. And whatever happens with his career, nothing really changes for me. And I was like, yeah, exactly. You know, this is cool. Like, and he's like, okay, all right. So what do you think I should do? And I was like, all right, well, here's the first thing I think you need to do. You need to call Lawrence Taylor. All right? Because he just said no. And you don't want to show him up and make him look like, hey, you're a jerk for not giving him the number, but I'm going to give him the number. I'm the cool Giants guy, right? And he's like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I need to do that. Hold on. Let me call, you know, I'm going to call him. And I was like, yeah, because you got to call him and just be like, whatever. And then I said, you know, in the press conference, you say something like, yeah, Lawrence Taylor shouldn't give his number. He's one of the greatest of all time. I'm not one of the greatest of all time. I'm a great Giant, and I would love for him to have it. But Lawrence is in a different stratosphere, right? That was what basically how he was gonna spin it off. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, this is gonna be awesome. And he's like, yeah, I think we're gonna have a press conference. I'm gonna hand him the jersey. I'm gonna do all of that. So I'm thinking, wow, okay, it's gonna happen. Big Phil, he's gonna give the jersey to Abdul Carter. This is kind of cool. Right? I go about my day. I actually text some of the NBC people like, hey, my dad's going to give Abdul Carter the jersey. Let's get something ready for social media, right? It's going to be a thing. It's definitely going to happen. And they were like, all right, good. How about this? All right, you ready to post it? And I was like, well, let me just text my dad to make sure it's 100% going to go down here, right? And I text him. I kind of get ghosted. I don't hear anything. Then a little while later, my sister calls. And my sister called, Christopher, what do you think? Should Dad give it up? And I'm like, well, yeah, I've talked to Dad. I think it's kind of cool.
Your sister will love that impression of her.
I think it's kind of cool. Oh, what? I thought you were going to be on my side. All right, goodbye, Christopher. Goodbye. That's enough from you. We don't want to talk. She hangs up, right? She doesn't want to hear it. So at that point, I knew, I was like, uh-oh. Like, there's a little fight in the house going on, right? Then my dad texts me a little while after that, like, man, your sister's going crazy, and your mom's not taking it too well either. They don't want me to give this number up. And then he started like, I actually, Christopher, I can't get over all the blowback I'm getting. How many people I got texting me telling me I shouldn't give my number. And he's sending me some screenshots of some pretty famous people and things that are texting him, going like, hey, your number's special. Don't you earned it, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So I know he's not affected by that, but I think he was shocked that there was that much blowback about don't give your number back.
Right.
So now I'm like, hey, I text him again, like, what's going on? Are you going to do it? And he's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I want to. He's like, but you got to change your sister and your mom's mind. I text my sister, and I just stepped into just a buzzsaw, right? Where I was like, oh, no, okay. Like, she is way emotionally invested in this. You know, me and Mom are not doing this, and how dare you say this, and blah, blah, blah. So I just backed off. I let it happen. And then I'm going to say 2 hours later, I found out like the rest of the world. Gary Myers tweeted it out that my dad said he had been outvoted by the family and that he couldn't give the number, right? And that's all I heard that night. The next morning, my dad texted me, hey, I talked to Abdul last night. He was great. He was so cool. It was a great conversation, blah, 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 right? But, yeah, I gave in, right? You know, and I was like, and I text back like, you gave in to what, Mom or Abdul Carter? Right? I was like so confused. I was like, wait, so he might still? And then he was like, no, I gave in to your mom and sister. They've gone away on vacation, so he's not going to be able to talk about it this week. But what I did find out is that my sister and mom have way more votes or more sway in my dad's mind than I do. That's for sure.
Their vote counts for 10.
Right. So sorry for the long talk there, talking a lot, but it was a fun, entertaining story.
That
weekend.
was
all of it.
I didn't know the story.
Yeah.
I didn't see you tell it with Mike, and so that took more twists and turns than I was anticipating. So do you think it's over?
I think it is.
You think it's over?
I do. Yeah, I don't think. I think. One, he had the conversation with Abdul Carter. Two, I think I don't know where my brother stands on it.
Yeah.
I get the sense my brother was also like, don't give the number away. I think me and my dad were the only ones that were maybe in that. But yeah there's no way he's going to cross. My sister is ruthless, right? And ruthless in a good way, out of love and just being so stubborn.
There are so many Giants fans that are going to love your sister.
Oh my God, my
story.
sister! I told her Deirdre is one of these that if you go to a Giants game and she sees somebody with an Eli Manning jersey on, she'll go, "Wait, why are you wearing that jersey? Get a Phil Simms jersey," right? She's that girl, right? Like, you need to get a number 11. That's stupid 10, right? Or something like that. And of course, she loves Eli Manning and the Giants too, but she loves her dad. And yes, she is the one that I think if anybody is happy my dad's 11 is staying in retirement, it is because of my sister Deirdre. And then of course, happy wife, happy life. My mom, Diana, Dirty Diana as I call her, behind the scenes backing up my sister. Yeah, my dad didn't want to mess with that on a daily basis for the rest of his life, so he's keeping that jersey retired.
This is close to like a good chunk of a book.
I know.
That's a good chunk of a book right there, all the ins and outs of what happened. Gary Myers tweeted this out, I think. He goes, breaking news, good news for Giants fans who believe in tradition. Unlike the man to my left right now, Phil Simms, number 11, will not be coming out of retirement for first-round pick Abdul Carter, who wore 11 at Penn State. Simms said on a podcast he would be okay with it, but he told me tonight he was outvoted by his family, so that's where he came up with it. After hearing that Simms was agreeable, Carter had said it would be an honor to wear 11. LT already turned down Carter's request to wear 56. Carter needs to create his own legacy with his own number. Now, you mentioned Lawrence Taylor, what he said. He said, quote, "I know he would love to wear that number, 56, but hey, I think it's retired. Get another number. I don't care if it's 00. Then make it famous," which, hey, I think a lot of people have that sentiment. And I do think I totally see where you're coming from. I think it would have been awesome for your dad to have that connection and the legacy. And if Abdul Carter goes on to have this great career, then they're linked forever, the two great 11s, and then maybe it becomes like the number 1 at Michigan. It's this great number that gets passed down.
Thinking, right, or like Brazil wearing number 10, right, in soccer, or like stuff like that. Yeah, I had the same similar thought there.
And me as a futurist, I'm thinking 300 years into the future, we are going to run out of numbers, so inevitably we will have to bring some numbers back out of retirement when that day comes, but that day is not today. But I also get the other side of it too.
I know.
It's just like
I do too.
And I do think for Carter, not that I'm not going to say it's strange, but I do think coming right away and going for 56 and going for 11, that takes a lot of I will say it takes a lot of guts.
It does. It takes
and confidence
guts.
In yourself.
And I think that's what he is. He's an alpha of alphas that way.
Yeah.
I think it was out of respect, though. That's where it's not like it's like, hey, it's just me and I want that number. I think he wanted
to honor both of them.
I think he did. And I think a lot of us have compared him to Lawrence Taylor and Michael Parsons, right, with that kind of player. So I think he sees that. He's from this area. He knows how big time in the Northeast Lawrence Taylor's name is. I'm sure he's heard it since he grew up. And then even, again, sports, we know, tradition, whatever it is, like, what do I want to say? Like, people who are scared to change things. He wore number 11. And he was, like, awesome in it. And it made him the number 3 pick in the draft. Yeah. So he's like, that's a lucky number. Superstitious is the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. So I understand that, too. And, again, he approached it the right way with respect. And the way that, hey, the agent called. He made a little comment on social media after my dad had said that to Sal on the podcast. Like, oh, it would be an honor to wear the number, right? That's what kind of opened the door and started the conversation. So my dad opened his mouth to kind of open the door a little bit to say, I'd be up for it. And I think think that's what kind of made everything after that transpire.
Yeah.
And, hey, we're rooting for him. That's for sure.
Your dad said that
I'm
to
excited to see what number he's going to wear.
pull the old okey doke on him. He's like, yeah, he could do it. He could do it. Yoink. So he wore number 22 in high school. Pete is noting here.
That's not retired by the Giants.
Well, does he next go after the number 92, Pete Wonders and Michael Strahan's number?
He's going to keep going, Pete.
Going down the list.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's officially will be out of the retired number conversation here. But I am interested to see what he'll do. And of course, he's a big name up here in the area right now, just because Giants fans are excited that maybe we got our next Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
And just the way he looks, the way he plays, all of it. We're all excited and happy to jump on the Giant tradition with Abdul Carter.
Cornerback Drew Phillips currently wears number 22 for the Giants, and so he's man. All these, that's what I'm saying. All these numbers are taken. What's going on out here?
Yo, homies, what's up? Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. And just because the weather's warm, doesn't mean football ain't still on our brains right here.
We are still working, so smash that subscribe button. We got all the training camp news, preseason news, everything up until kickoff night.
Thanks for watching. And again, remember to hit that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.